I'm falling in all the good times. I find myself longing for change, and in the bad times I feel myself. I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground, crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Morning Coffee with your host, Rick Alexander. That intro music was new intro music by Brittany Taylor. She's at Barbell Brittany on Instagram. Great voice, great business, does a bunch of photography, nutrition coaching. She's in all kinds of things, so go check her out. If you guys want to interact with me, you can do so at @RickAlexander_ or at Lionheart Radio on Instagram. If you have suggestions for the show, or if you just want to interact with me about coaching or any of the things that I offer, just hit me up, and I'd love to chat with you. So last week I told you that there are many times in your life where you'll find yourself learning from some of life's many sharp edges. And when that happens, it's entirely possible that you'll misread the message altogether. Of course, that's how we continue to find the same sharp edges. But I thought today what I'd do is follow up with a talk about one of the ways that we frequently misread a message, and that's with timing. Timing in life isn't just something. In most cases, it's everything. The success of a relationship, the success of a business or project, almost everything that you do in the world will fall apart if it isn't met with the right timing. Coincidentally, this is also why I'm such a proponent of paying attention to the timing of anything and not forcing it when the timing is wrong. See, often we want to force things because, like I said on Friday, we want what we want. But the reality is that forcing something doesn't increase the chances of success, but instead drags out the process of failure. And I'm not sure about you, but I know that no matter how much something hurts, it's always better to rip the Band-Aid off. When I started Louisvive, my supplement company, although we had initial success, every month that went by after the first year felt more and more like I was forcing it. Like without me constantly breathing life into the company, it would just stall. And I'm going to start this show with an example of my own life just because I've learned this lesson so hard so many times. Because I remember beating myself up quite a bit about the lack of momentum. In my eyes, we had an amazing product, still do actually, and no matter what, just couldn't seem to get it going. The only logical explanation was that I was a failure. And this is a bad misreading of the situation. Because I remember my mentor at the time, he kind of got on me, and I just remember him laying out this huge argument for why timing was everything in a business and product market fit would mean nothing if I couldn't get that fit to be at the right time. In business, you always want to be able to ride market momentum. As I thought about it more, I thought about how we missed the initial CrossFit craze, and as I looked at similar products that came out at a similar time, I watched over the next couple years how they would just fold one at a time. And these were companies that were putting a lot of money into their business. It was at this time that I just realized that the lesson I got was a damn free MBA. Not that I was a failure as a human, but I definitely felt that way in the early stages before I had a sort of shift in perspective. That distinction is everything when you get the courage to start again. Are there things you could work on? Always. But are you a failure when something fails? Nope, you're just paying the tuition to learn something new. If you're smart about it, you'll learn the right lesson, and next time you'll get closer and the result will get better. That's how this life thing works. I'm going to tell you another example of timing just so you don't think I'm cherry picking from my own life. The print and magazine industry is perfect. Well, all print media in general is on its way out. I saw the Wall Street Journal is now $7 for an entire damn year. Talk about a fall from grace. But something else is happening right now as well. While some print media agencies, such as the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, are struggling, not everyone is in such bad shape. National Geographic just hit 100 million followers on Instagram. To be clear, that's more followers than most of the countries in the world have citizens. That's a third of the US population. That's absolute business dominance. But why? Because they were better at the print industry than other magazines? Nope, that industry is on its way out no matter what. They just happen to have photographers all over the world taking amazing pictures when the biggest business market platform in world history was taking off. And it just happens to be all about pictures. With 100 million followers, you could sell weasel piss and still not go out of business. The fact is that they were incredibly lucky and they've nailed the timing piece through no fault of their own. You do your best. You always learn what you can, but at the end of the day, if what you're doing fails, whether it's a career, a relationship, a business, or a project, I would implore you not to take the wrong message away from it. Scrutinize the timing of that thing. Listen to the timing when it's telling you not right now. Accept that answer with grace and don't take it personally. The truth is that you're a fucking stud. You have gold inside of you and the world needs it. I don't care who you are or what you've done. You've gone through experiences that make you uniquely positioned to do something great. The world needs your light. It'll be an absolute shame if you dim it forever because you forced it when it wasn't ready. No matter what it is. All right, I love y'all. I'll talk to you tomorrow on Morning Coffee.
Well, it finally happened. I always end the show with new music, and typically it's music that I'm into and that you guys probably haven't heard of, and then we always get all these requests for the music. Occasionally I throw my band in there to throw you off. But interestingly enough, our audience has grown big enough that we can no longer steal people's music. Makes sense to me. And so now we have to come up with an original ending, and I think it's going to go something like this. If you're interested in coaching, have suggestions for the show, or for booking inquiries, hit me up at rickalexander22, that's the number 22, @gmail.com. If you're new to the show, head to rickalexander.com, click on the show tab, and check out the best of, which includes the most listened to Morning Coffee episodes, as well as our long-form show, Lionheart Radio.